probably the first working-class kid I ever knew who broke into that exclusive club. We all admired him for making his name away from the underworld. God bless him. Terry de Havilland, Chelsea shoe designer. I first met John at my shop in the King's Road when it was buzzing round the clock with models, photographers and actors. Everyone gravitated to my gaff. The John Bindon I got to know was kind, warm-hearted and blessed with the biggest weapon any man could possess, which went down well with the ladies, whatever their class or creed. John was comfortable in every social circle, from villains to the royals. He treated everyone the same, and that was part of his extraordinary charm. He never put on an act. What you saw was what you got. What a character, what a life he led. It's all the quieter now without him. Dana Gillespie, singer and actress. John Bindon was like a big brother to me. He'd turn up at my house in South Kensington, sit down and enjoy a bloody good sing-song. It didn't matter who he met, he got on famously with all of them. Within minutes of being introduced to Princess Margaret on Mustique, he had her in stitches, and when it came to rescuing damsels in distress, he was the king. Women flocked to him, and his skills in the bedroom were legendary. He loved all the attention, but he was fiercely loyal, and I always knew that, if I had a problem, he was one of the few people I could go to for help. Richard Cole, legendary tour manager. Bindon was always good value. Led Zeppelin loved him, especially that crazy bastard of a drummer, John Bonham. Bindon was a madman in the nicest possible way. He wasn't scared of anyone, and it showed. God help those who upset him, but he never hit anyone who didn't deserve it. I think there must have been a little misunderstanding. John Bindon's favourite phrase. Chapter 1. Ned and Mary Monaghan always wanted the best for their 11 children, so it was only natural that, when they moved over from Ireland in the late 1920s to West London, Ned got himself a job at Battersea Power Station overlooking the Thames and started saving every penny he could manage. Ned was a tough character with a face as hard as granite and bright blue piercing eyes that lit up when he had a pint of Guinness in front of him. By the time the eldest of his many children were in their late teens, Ned had saved up enough cash to buy a row of dilapidated workmen's cottages a mile up the Thames from Battersea in a quiet Fulham street near Wandsworth Bridge called Hugon Road. When daughter Cicely, known as Cis to everyone, married a shy giant of a Cornish man called Dennis Bindon in the late 1930s, Ned gave the top half of 25 Hugon Road to the couple. It was a time of extreme hardship, so without Ned's help, they might well have ended up in a workhouse somewhere along the river's edge. Ned and Mary were devout Catholics, so the only condition attached to Cis and Dennis's new home was that they had to make the 10-minute walk each Sunday to attend the Holy Cross Catholic Church at the back of nearby Hurlingham Park. As Cis's nephew Gordon Wilson said many years later, "Old man Ned was bloody clever to buy those houses, but his main aim was to keep the family together. That's what it was like back then. You stuck to your own, whatever the circumstances." Monaghan Terrace, as Ned's houses were known, eventually became home to all 11 of his children and their respective families, and no one dared challenge the Monaghans. They were a polite, well-brought-up family, but if you crossed them, you did so at your peril, recalled one neighbour who still lives in Hugon Road to this day. 3 of Cis's 8 brothers, Tommy, Nobby and Jackie, were a fearsome bunch, always on the lookout for their 3 sisters. "They was good street fighters," explained Gordon Wilson, "not in a villainous way, just in a way that if someone was rude to a woman, then they'd offer them outside. On a Friday night, those 3 brothers would give all challengers a right seeing to if they asked for trouble. I don't think they ever lost a fight." Jackie especially was renowned as an amateur boxer of great note in West London, and went more